It's been a while since I needed some therapy, so let's get right into it. What's up, geeks, nerds, and all that line between? I'm JustACommonFan, back with a new video, and as you can see, I'm still in my Infinity War attire from seeing the movie last night, and that's because I've literally been up all night thinking about this movie, and mourning and processing, and I want to share this with you. So this is my overall quick review of the movie. It's going to be a quick one-take video. There are no spoilers. I repeat, there are no spoilers in this video, so you can watch it and be safe. I will release a spoiler video probably sometime this weekend, maybe on Monday, and that way we can talk about all the spoilers together. But I promise you there are no spoilers in this video. And please, like the Russo brothers said, Thanos demands your silence. Do not spoil this movie, because I promise you this movie has more twists, more turns, and more surprises than you will anticipate. So you definitely don't want it spoiled for you. Man, what can I say about this movie? I really did enjoy it, but it's heavy. Like I said in the last video, if you want to go to this movie, take a friend, or even better yet, a group of friends that is just as invested in this universe as you are, because you're gonna want some support as you see this movie. If you've been invested in this world, in this universe for the past 10 years. This is the 19th movie, so and bring some tissues. I don't think this is a spoiler. There is death in this movie. I'm not going to tell you who dies, but there is death in this movie. I mean, you can't have a character like Thanos. If you read the comics, you know what Thanos represents. If you've seen the trailers, you know what Thanos' goal is. Again, if you don't know what it is, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you can't have somebody like Thanos and have the finality that this movie feels like it has without having some death. So if you're an emotional person, bring some tissues. I'm not gonna lie, my eyes got a little misty and a couple of tears dropped down a couple of times within this movie. I'm not even gonna joke about that. So definitely bring some emotional support for sure. I think the Russo brothers did a fantastic job with this movie. When you look at a movie of this magnitude, what I worry about is balancing out all the characters. I recently just watched the last four movies in the MCU: Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Ragnarok, and Guardians Volume 2, and it's just amazing how the Russo brothers were, and it really did feel like all of the characters had time to shine, except one, and except two, and I'll cover those in my spoiler review. There's two characters I feel like that could have got a little bit more of a spotlight, but I kind of understand why they did it the way they did. But seeing these guys work together, and you've seen it in the trailers, but seeing how they broke them down, like the team Mystical Science Bros, as I call them, with Doctor Strange, Wong, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, and Spider-Man. I thought that was cool. And then you have Team Space Hammer, let's call them that, with Thor, Groot, and Rocket. And then you have Team Guardians with Star-Lord, Drax, Mantis, Gamora, and then later on Tony Stark, because you know Tony has to be everywhere in this movie. But it's really cool how they balance it out. Their personalities clash immediately. So yeah, if you want to see some, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this: if you want to see some heroes fighting heroes, you're going to get that. But I think that's just obvious whenever these personalities come together and tensions are high and they don't know each other. Of course, that's going to happen eventually, right? What else can I tell you that's not a spoiler? I mean, I gotta tread carefully because I really don't want to spoil this for you. Josh Brolin as Thanos, let me tell you something right now. Killmonger was a great villain in Black Panther, but for me personally, Thanos is, I've never hated a character as much as I hate Thanos. Thanos is, you're going to hate him. I mean, they do flesh out his story. They do give him a backstory. They do give him a reason as to why he's doing what he's doing. And to some extent, I can kind of understand him. And I'll cover that in my spoiler review. But yeah, you're going to hate this son of a bitch. I'm sorry. Like, hopefully YouTube will let me say this, because I'm going to say it one more time. You're going to hate this son of a bitch for what he does in this movie. The relationship is explored between him and Gamora and Nebula pretty well as well, which I really enjoyed. You're going to get we get to pick up with Scarlet Witch and Vision and see what's going on with them. You see and feel the tension between Tony and Cap. It's there, and it was really cool that that carried over from Civil War. Clint Barton, Hawkeye. This is not a spoiler. He is addressed in this movie. I will leave it at that, and I'll cover more in my spoiler review. But he is addressed in this movie, and I think I know exactly where he's going to show up next in the MCU after this film. But yeah, they do address Hawkeye. So all you Hawkeye fans out there, like me, they do talk about him. He is addressed. You're going to find out all the information about your favorite Archer, with your favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe Archer. And something else that's really cool is that if you're a fan of seeing your favorite comic book characters team up with their powers and abilities, this is a movie for you. They kind of showed it off in the trailers already, but there are some great team ups in this movie. Again, I don't want to spoil it for you, but just like if you're a fan of reading the comics and when Colossus picks up Wolverine and does a fastball special, or if you're a fan of games like Marvel Ultimate Alliance where you can, team up with other Marvel superheroes with your powers and kind of combine them and take out the bad guys, you are going to love this. The action in this movie is so good. The Russo brothers, I feel, are so good at doing action. Like, I feel like Black Panther's action scenes in Civil War were so much better than the scenes in his own movie because the Russo brothers are just really good at directing action scenes and they're really good at balancing everything out. Let me tell you, you are going to laugh, you are going to cheer, you're probably going to cry, you are going to gasp. There were times in this movie where, and there were kids in the movie as well, where the audience was completely silenced. I could probably name 3 or 4 off the top of my head right now where the audience was completely silenced. Or you hear something like, and then nothing for like 5 minutes. I mean, for probably most of the movie, I was sitting like this with my hands clasped, like just on the edge of my seat from the very beginning of the film. So if you love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you're going to love this movie. All of your favorite characters are going to get their time to shine. If you're a fan of Gamora, she gets her time to shine. If you're a fan of Spider-Man, he gets his time to shine. If you're a fan of Wong, even Wong gets his time to shine. And if you watch my other videos, I really don't think Wong should be here. So, but please go see the movie. I mean, I can't really say much more than that. The movie is really good. The runtime is long. Make sure you use the bathroom beforehand. But the runtime just doesn't feel long because there's so much action, so much bouncing around from team to team to team, from location to location to location, that it really keeps you enthralled the entire time. Yeah, I can't say much more without spoiling the film, I feel like, and I do not want to spoil the film for you. So make sure you go see it, check it out, bring a friend, bring some tissues, use the bathroom before you start, because you are not going to want to get up and miss anything. And yes, there is an after credit scene. I'll go ahead and tell you this. There's only one, and it is unfortunately all the way at the end of the credits. Yeah, I will cover that extra after credit scene in my spoiler review, because if it means what I think it means, which it does mean what I think it means, but if it means what I think it means, Avengers 4 is going to be very, very interesting. So tell me down below, have you seen the movie already? What are your thoughts about it? What are you most excited about with seeing the Avengers Infinity War? Who are you looking forward to seeing the most? Make sure to like and subscribe at the bottom. Hit that bell notification so you can make sure you know when all my videos are going up. And again, spoiler review coming later on this week, maybe Monday, not sure. Man, just grab a friend and hold their hand, because you're going to need their support throughout this movie. But what do I know? I'm just a common fan. Hey, no.